by Chelsea. Sacha Tavernieri, that's very close to the Portuguese players, has released a statement saying that in December, Lavia's comeback was being accelerated due to the technical staff pressing for his return as they needed a midfielder. But the rehab of the player was not 100% done. There were some steps that needed to be taken, and the technical staff, which I believe is coaching, management, etc., Pep Poch's team, did not listen to the medical advice. The player was injured again soon after that match. He's now had further setback from this, and he's going to miss the entirety of the season. I mean, this is not a good look in any way, shape, or form for Chelsea. It's just another sort of knocked on the bedpost, if you like, of major problems at the club. I will go to Kate first on this.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of good things about Chelsea at the minute, but do you know what? It's not isolated. It's come out this week that Bentancur has been playing for 3 weeks with a broken toe, and Tottenham players have, in recent years have been playing with injuries. I don't know why. I don't know if it's that. I mean, Chelsea have spent £1 billion. Do they really need to bring these players back to play? I don't really get it. I mean, Tottenham were desperate. We rushed back Bentancur too soon. He's still been playing with this toe injury. I don't understand. I don't get it. For me, surely, if a medical team says they can't play, they're not ready, then they don't play. I can't understand how it's happened, really.
It's just a reflection of how the club is run. It's just a reflection of what is going on at the club. Actually, their squad is too thin. At one time, they played Ogochukwu in the midfield because they had nobody available. So they had to play. That's what happened to Romeo Lavia. It just proves that they spent the money wrong, completely wrong. They spent a lot of money and they don't have a lot of players. People think that Chelsea have a lot of players. And hear this out. People look at the money and they think Chelsea have a lot of players. They have a lot of names. They don't have a lot of players ready to play. Romelu Lavia was supposed to be the guy that steps in the midfield if Caicedo and Enzo get injured or they need a break or they need a rest. But they have Ogochukwu jumping in. Conor Gallagher playing at the 10 because they have nobody else. It's just a reflection of how the club is run. This kid hasn't played. He played only 1 game this season. Shame on Chelsea, to be honest, for doing this. It's absolutely ridiculous what they did. It's more troubles for them. I feel bad for the kid. He could have had a great career if he joined, for example, Liverpool. He could have joined Liverpool and had a great career. He chose the money. He chose the long-term contract. He chose Chelsea, and that's what you got. You play with injury. Probably he was forced to play with injury. Someone told him, and listen, I played football, and when you have a minor injury and your coach tells you to play, you would play. So he probably played because Pochettino and the coaching staff told him to play. This is what you get when joining a club that is in shambles. It's a club that is absolutely running horrendously. This is what you got. The guy has played less than a game this season, if I'm not mistaken, in terms of minutes.
So is it on the coach, Mo? I mean, obviously you played football. Is that down to the coach then?
Yeah. By the way, if the coach tells you to play, by the way, and most of the players, by the way, they would play, just to let you know. And I've been told by professional, like I played until I was 22, second division. And even the players, for me, and I was friends with the players that played for the national team in Egypt, they say, even if my foot hurts and the coach tells me to play, I would assume he cleared it, that I'm okay to play. And that's what happens. They wanted him. Pochettino and the coaching staff told him to play. Because otherwise, like the player don't make the decision by themselves. The coach has to clear it. And that tells me that nobody is on the same wavelength. Nobody thinks the same. It's ridiculous, to be honest, that they, like, to be honest, the kid has so much potential. Joined the wrong club, to be honest. From the looking like it now, with all the problems at Chelsea, made the wrong decision. Could have joined Liverpool. Could have been playing more at Liverpool. And I feel bad for him, but just the club is in shambles. I'm like, it's absolutely astonishing how a player, just one bad injury can get you out of the season like this. It's not even a major injury. It's not. It's ridiculous, to be honest. Like, I feel bad.
I sort of look at it, and it's certain things. Playing with a broken toe, I kind of get. I think there are certain injuries I think you can play through if there's a pain in your arm or there's been a bit of a problem with the muscle. But there's certain areas, certain things that can't happen. And Man United, by the way, have been equally as bad this year. It was only just before the international break that Casemiro was complaining about a pain in his hamstring. Went to our doctors, had scans. Our doctors looked at it and said, there's nothing wrong. Cass sort of said, that can't be right. I can feel something. Went to an independent doctor, did more scans. They found a very slight injury in the hamstring, which if he'd have gone out against Liverpool, sprinted hard, could have snapped, ended his season. We've got young Malacia that's out, and he's had many, many setbacks this year. And there's a lot of rumours. It's a lot that's been from bodge surgery, our end. We had Lissandro Martinez in the summer. He had the metatarsal injury. He returned. He was given the all clear. And we kept on seeing him. He weren't playing very well at the start. And then we were seeing him icing his foot all the time. We're like, well, how can it still be bad? It was turned out that the bone hadn't healed properly, but we didn't pick it up on the scans. So this is where, that's where I look at this and I think to myself, if you're ignoring medical, again, that's not seeing it. This is the other way. This is the Chelsea medical team saying he ain't ready. And the management, including Poch, for everyone saying Poch ain't to blame for anything, saying, no, we're going to play him. You cannot ignore the medical advice. You cannot ignore it. Now, if your team is synonymous with missing things, and that's one of the things, that one of the areas that I hope, I can't remember what they're called now, Ineos. What I hope Ineos fix in the summer is they fix our medical department, because we've got major problems. But this the other way is just gross negligence. You've put a young player in harm's way because he wasn't ready to return. And from rehab, it's crazy. Michael Owen, as far back as 2006, he'd done his cruciate ligament because he returned from his metatarsal injury too soon, hadn't done the full rehab, which leads to weaknesses in other parts of the bodies. And this is the problem when you're rushed back from an injury too soon. It can lead to further issues, further complications, further problems. And I feel really sorry for this young man. He's made this big money move to Chelsea. He's turned down the opportunity to go to Liverpool. He was sold the dream. And listen, I have to hold my hands up. And, I think real men, real women, real people do this. I really thought Chelsea were going to move in the right direction this year. I liked a lot of their signings in the summer. I thought with the people they'd brought in to help run the club, the football minds, the employment of Poch, I thought they know what they're doing. And I thought there'd be a much more ferocious outfit this year, play much better football, not back in the top four, not challenging, but on their way to being back to the Chelsea that we've got to know in the last 20 years. But these stories don't surprise me. You couple that in with the self-reporting of misgivings. You look at the FFP problems they're currently facing, the amount of money they're currently spending and got to reduce things by. Things are not good at Chelsea right now. For in every single department, there are major problems. And Chelsea fans, again, you'll get a lot of Chelsea fans online that will probably reject this story. You'll probably get a lot of Chelsea fans online that will say, no, this article's come out from Matt Law or from this Chelsea journalist that debunks what's been said. But wake up and smell the coffee. Look at where you are in the league. Look at the performances. You can't suddenly sit there and pretend that all these stories that are coming out are just PR nonsense or fake news to make Chelsea look bad. If your club was being run as good as some of these journalists are telling you it's being run, you wouldn't be where you are in the league. Hold your hands up. I know it's easier for me. I'm not a Chelsea fan. Got it wrong. I really thought you progressed this year. You haven't. There is more than just the manager's tactics at play here. And this is just another, for me, example of the problems that are currently going on at Chelsea. It's an absolute mess. And they're hurting players now. And that's for me, there's one thing missing it on the medical side of things. There's one thing missing it. But Poch and his team ignoring the medical advice and hurting young players, that's unforgivable in my opinion.
It's unforgivable. We've seen it. We've seen players take like steroid shots. We've seen players take like morphine shots to play games and stuff like this. And at the end, you tear the muscle, you ruin you make the injury worse. Yeah, but to be honest, I just feel bad. It's just a reflection of how the club is run. And also just one more thing about this is that how desperate Pochettino is to play a player that is injured. How desperate he is to put a player in harm's way to win a game. He knew he was injured. The medical staff, based on the story, he knew. He put the player in harm's way. He was selfish. It's very selfish by him to look out for himself and not worry about the player's injury. And look what happened now. You lost the player for a long time. He acted like a little kid.
So can I ask a question? If, say, Lavia had this injury now and it affected him long term with his ability to play, surely he could turn around and sue the club.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what you'll probably find? A good point. I think what you'll probably find is that within the contracts of players, within the contracts of people, they're probably protected against this. You'll probably find at some level they're protected against this type of thing.